Welcome, everybody, to the N-Word for Nerd podcast. We are all here once again, and don't be freaked out. You are watching a proper show. I know the backgrounds and some of the thumbnails look a little different, may look a little cheesy, but you're watching the right show. If you're listening on audio, don't worry. You already know you're on the right show. But guys, we're here again with my illustrious hosts. We got some fire today. So let's just go ahead and get these intros out the way so we can jump right into this heat. Starting off as always, we have, you know what, I'm gonna let him go last. We're gonna start off always with the Duke of all nerds, Jasen number 8. Jasen, what's going on, my friend?
It's another beautiful day in paradise. This week sucked.
And then we're going to the affirmative action hire. You only last because usually we make you first. So we just got to switch it up for you once in a while. Jaron, what's going on?
I'm loving life. Let's get to it.
First in society for too long.
Yeah, how does it feel to be last?
I don't like it, and I don't know why. I can't express it, but it's disconcerting. I'm not a fan.
Absolutely, everybody. Like always, please remember to subscribe, like, share our content. We broke it up because that's what you wanted, and we give the fans, we give the people what they want because we are the show of the people. We are the people show. So,
for your attention.
That's very true. Very much true. I mean, it's probably the truest thing we've ever said on this show.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, again, like, subscribe, share. Again, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, the Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor FM, probably your mama's basement. Wherever you want us to be, we're probably going to be there. So you all
definitely on my mom's Facebook. Every episode on my mom's Facebook. Go to Gwen Thomas. You'll see every single episode.
See, there you go. So we just need you to subscribe so you can stop going to her page and getting the information. You just subscribe yourself and you'll be notified when we drop because we have content going all through the week. So with all the heavy lifting out of the way, we're going to jump into a topic that is near and dear to my heart, but I guess frustrating for one of us. We did a quick hit on Titans season 3, 1 through 3 episodes, the first through third episode. So Jasen put in a thread this week after watching episode 4 that he is done with the show. He's put in 2 hard years. He is over it. So we just decided we're just going to give him the floor and let him vent officially why he is over it and done with it.
Yeah, you slogged through a lot for this.
Yeah. I've been through 3.5 seasons worth of this bullshit. Being, sometimes teased into thinking this is good and then oftentimes let down. Last week's episode or this week's episode was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. It was it just pissed me off so much. I just want to, a lot of people I've, on the social media sphere, I've seen people talk about this show, and nobody who is a comic book fan likes the show at all. And I've been just kind of giving it the benefit of the doubt. But one person, this TikToker named Old Geek Adventurer, said it perfectly. He says, in this show, we can do it right. We just don't want to. All right. And that's what this show has been all about. It's like there's moments where they give it's so perfect that like you were like, oh yeah, this is great. And then they fuck it up with poor writing, poor characterizations of the characters, and poor plotting. It's just all so bad. And this week is just the culmination of all this abuse that I've been taking by watching this show. I want to start off with first. Just go, I'm not going to spoil this shit because I don't think anybody should need to watch this shit at all. The very first scene is right after Hank has died. Superboy is being upset because he was right there. He could have saved him, but he blew up anyway, which was a very intriguing way to lead off the show. Superboy's upset. He lashes out a little bit, calls, Beast Boy a name, and Beast Boy calls him an asshole and says, "Get away from me." It's like, dude. A dude just died, man. Like, you understand that the dude that just tried to save this guy's life is upset.
Failed.
Like, he's going to be lashing out. He just watched one of y'all's buddies die when he could have stopped it. So, Beast Boy's characterization is all over the map in this episode. Very next scene, Starfire, who has been suffering from blackouts, comes to the kitchen, shoots fire at Beast Boy. Beast Boy's like, what the hell? She's like, oh my God, I've had a blackout. I'm sorry. She's like, you're a psychopath. Stay away from me. He knows that she's been suffering blackouts. He's been there and seen this happen to her. And he's going to freak out about it now? Like, get the fuck out of here. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. I'm getting my blood pressure up. I need my pills.
So how did he not save the guy, Superboy? Is this like in the Superman movies where he was like 3 feet from his dad in a tornado, but then didn't save him for some reason?
He blew up before he got to him because Don pulled the trigger, which would have been a interesting turn in the character if we got to see Don more. But no, she just fucks off Paris, and it's just like, nope, no resolution. I'm sad. I'm gone. Like,
and then still
could
tries
be
to convince Dick to go with her as if she just wants to fuck him again after she just lost the dude and she just fucked an episode ago.
She just fucked. Which, if your boy is about to die because his heart rate is getting up, try not to fucking, tease him, all right?
Yeah.
And then after that, Dick Grayson, in full broad daylight, goes to Arkham Asylum with his face out. Just Dick Grayson beats up 4 cops and steals a man in broad fucking daylight. Like,
facts.
This is supposed to be a superhero show, right?
Yeah.
He's already been arrested. He's been to prison, and they just drop it like it's nothing. He's been fucking around with the Gotham City Police Department, even though he's not a Gotham City police detective or anything. He hasn't been a cop in like 2 years. And he goes in broad daylight, beats up people who are just doing their fucking jobs, probably puts a couple of them in the hospital. And he gets caught on camera doing this. And like the Commissioner Gordon, Barbara Gordon, who's a fucking idiot in this show, and Department of Defense is like, who's that guy? Oh, that's Dick Grayson. He's like, okay, is he one of your guys? She's like, no, not really. And he's like, okay. He's like, oh, he's gonna bring him back when he's done with her. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. Like, if anything, the department's like, oh, thank you for telling us his name. We're gonna go pick him up and probably shoot him because he just, released a dangerous criminal. So, thank you. And
that's just Dick.
Yeah, it's just Grayson.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with this season was like they're doing the whole Under the Red Hood story arc, and I was kind of not into it because that is at least in the comic books, something that took years to develop, and they're doing it in 3 episodes. And I was hoping that whatever impetus for this Under the Red Hood change would be something that's a season-long arc that we find out at the end who the bad guy is, who's really pulling the strings behind Jason Todd. Mm-hmm. Nope, it's the first name villain that we actually see, which is the Scarecrow. He's the guy behind all of it. 4th episode in, just tells him. It was
which we predicted. We both said on the show. It was like, oh, it's like, Scarecrow.
It's the lowest hanging fruit. It's like, did you even have to reach up to grab it? It was on the ground already. It's just, but all that
brought in Ra's al Ghul, could have brought in it's a new character in Nightwing. I think it's like called Heartless or something like that. Like maybe he had something on Jason and was control. Like, it's so many things you could have went with.
So many different stories you can go on through. So many different ways you could have took it. So many interesting paths you could take it down, but you didn't. You took it down the path of least resistance, the lowest common denominator. The only named villain that you show on TV is the villain of the whole thing. And it's like, do better. Please, just do better. But all that I could have probably would have walked over or just glazed over or whatever. And I've been like, okay, this is just fine or whatever. It's just poor writing. But the thing that really just like made me want to punch my TV screen is Starfire's storyline, where she's having these blackouts and she finds out that her blackouts are being caused by her sister Blackfire. And she doesn't fucking know that's a thing that could be possible. She gets it explained to her by a human doctor who's never even been to the goddamn planet. You'd think you would know this shit. Yeah.
I've studied,
but the doctor has captured
I know all of your things.
Yeah, the doctor has captured her sister, who is a bad person, who her introduction to Earth is to burn a man alive, and is keeping her captive by the government because they don't want her to kill people, and which is a reasonable thing to do. This is what we do with criminals in our society: is we lock them up. I mean, I'm sure there's a better way to do things, but that's neither here nor there. It's reasonable to assume that murderers get locked up. Starfire ends up having a fight with her, Blackfire tries to kill her, but she ends up having a change of heart and doesn't think her sister should be locked up anymore. Okay, That's dumb, but okay.
Did that
There's a
happen?
third option there.
Did she stop trying to kill her at this point?
No, well, Starfire beat her ass, but she didn't say, "Oh, we're done. This is over." No, she's like, "I'm still gonna kill you. I hate your guts."
Cool.
So Starfire and Beast Boy, very easily you liberate Blackfire. Blackfire doesn't have any powers right now, so she's very subdued. But the dude who has been taking care of her is like, "I can't let you leave. Like she's a prisoner of the U.S. government. I can't let you just take her." And Starfire is like, "What are you gonna do about it?" It's like, "I'm gonna have to try to stop you because she's a dangerous individual." And Starfire is like, "I'm gonna burn your dick off." Superhero.
Straight up burn dick off?
Yeah.
She says this.
This is a far cry from the Starfire I know from the cartoon.
Starfire, who is
funny
empathetic,
word.
who is known for her empathy, her compassion, her love and zeal for life, who is a wee bit innocent, but also a very wise and caring character, is threatened to burn the dick off of a random government scientist who's just trying to do his job. And I'm like, fuck this show. And the thing is you know what? These aren't the characters that, are presented to us in the comic books. That's fine. You can change characters as long as you make it for the best and, still give us a good product. But the thing is like they are so down this grim, dark rabbit hole. They're trying to make this grounded without realizing that you still have to, if you're going to be realistic, you have to be believable. So your characters still have to follow the rules that if you're going to make this a grounded thing, then they have to follow the rules of the reality. You just can't switch it from moment to moment, from character to character, just because the plot says to. That's poor and it's competent. And it's makes people like me who would have watched this shit just for the fun of it, not want to watch it. And that's what I got to. It's like, you don't give a shit about your character, not just characters, but your audience. Because who wants to watch a bunch of dour, dumbass characters being stupid and rude and dumb for 2-3 seasons? No one. Like, who is this for? Maybe it's for like a 13-year-old boy who thinks he's fucking edgy and he has dark bangs and fucking like I'm edgy, like I was in high school. But like people who are gonna spend money on this shit, no, get the fuck out of here with this. It is the worst kind of thing. It's lazy, it's dumb, and it's not for anybody. So if you like this show, I guess you have half a brain. I'm sorry, but it's like at this point there's nothing redeemable about it. I love the Titans. I love them. They're some of my favorite characters in comic, and maybe that's why it hits me so hard, because if there is a good story there is a good show there. They're just refusing to do it, and that's what it's pissing me. I'm done. Fuck this show. If this show was a person and I saw him on the street, I would cross the street to whoop his ass. That's what I would do.
Not even hate. It's animosity hate.
Like he gets it on sight. Like if he was, I don't care. If it was like a child, it gets it on sight. That's what I'm saying. That's how much hate I have for this show.
Okay.
God, fuck it. I hope it doesn't get another season. If it does, I'm just gonna cancel my HBO subscription. I don't give a fuck. I don't want this anymore.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason, for letting all of us know why you finally have quit Titans.
I feel this was cathartic.
Yeah, I can see it was therapeutic for you. I just can't quit you until we did it again. Another show in the books. Again, everybody, please remember to like, share, subscribe to Headcanon Circus. We're everywhere you want to be. That is YouTube, Facebook. And we have our podcast up on Spotify, Anchor FM, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all the above. We did this long show, and like always, we forgot to talk about our Batman topic. So we'll have to push that off to next week, guys, to talk about Batman. Don't worry, but we will get to it. You hear that? We will one day get to that topic.
That'll be next week.
Be next week.
Yes.
Next week.
Next week we will get to it. All right. As always, Jaren, Token, anything you like to say to everybody?
I've been trying to come up with something. Go ahead and on top of the follow, like, subscribe, smash that notification bell so that you get notified when we have new stuff up on the channel. You can set it to always, just some, or none. But if you like this one in particular, or you like 2 or 3 things on the channel, you can set it to some, notify you for some of the stuff that we operate. And we are pretty good about keeping all of these in their individual like playlists, so that'll be easy for you.
All right, good advice. Good advice there. Jason, number A, Duke of all nerds.
Now I feel like I got to say something about the show. Also, comment so we can make fun of you on our show, please, or not make fun of you. But just comment so we can, engage with you, because we want to know what you think, and even though it might be wrong. But either way, be kind to one another. Tip your, servers 20%.